So we're underway with our B race for the 5,000 metres. Amongst the competitors, it's Ryan Parker, James Mee, Elliot Palmer, Morton Franson, Tom Merson, Sebastian Duffy, Mike Barrett, Lee Reynolds, Adam Elliott, Neil Phillips, David Druce, Thomas Cornthwaite, Anuradha Kure, Matt Blunden, Mike Osborne, Steve Whittaker, Dave Roper, Mike Dawson and Martin Whitehouse. So that's the line-up. Pacemaker is John Hutchins and he's looking to go through in 70s, which will give us a finishing time of around about 14:40, 14:35. So they approach the first 400 metres inside the 70 seconds there, so a good start. You can see Kure there in second place, James Mee in third, under 23 athletes from Mansfield. Elliot Palmer from Ipswich, he's an under 20, just behind the pacemaker. So Elliot Palmer, 15:06 is his personal best. So virtually all these athletes this season so far have run just outside 15 minutes. But I don't think there's anybody in the field that's run, or maybe one athlete to run under 14:40. So a good pace being set here as they approach 800 metres, well on schedule, still inside 2:20. So it's still Palmer from Kure.
Sit off today and just
Cornthwaite in there as well, just ahead of me. So first 1,000 under 2:55, so excellent running here from these athletes. 4:68 is Morten Franson, the Danish athlete, under 23. He's there in about 5th place. Cornthwaite now moving up into 2nd place, just behind Palmer. As we approach the 1,200 metre marker. Well under 3:30, so great running this. Hutchins doing a good job. So Elliot Palmer, we think he's only done 1.5k before, so he's having a good run if he can keep this going. 15:06, as we said earlier, his personal best. Then we've got Cornthwaite, 15:04 this season, but all-time PB of 14:48. Kure just a second or so quicker, and he goes into 2nd place. Matt Blunden's in there as well, just ahead of David Bruce. Both those athletes again with the season's best just outside 15 minutes. So the field really strung out here as they come up to 1 mile. And still a great pace being set here, 4:38-ish. So it's still Palmer, then Kure, Cornthwaite, then Mee, then Franson. David Druce in the Highgate vest, just behind Matt Blunden, Nottingham, wearing the Royal Air Force vest tonight, so he's just behind the Danish guest. Then we've got David Roper, and he's just ahead of Lee Reynolds. David Roper in the Cheltenham kit. But all of these athletes in personal best territory. John Hutchins still pushing on down the back straight. Still looking comfortable, not sure how far he's going to take it. But still under 5:50. That was the 2K marker. Conditions excellent tonight for long distance running and middle distance running. The breeze, if anything, has disappeared altogether. So it's Elliot Palmer, the Ipswich athlete, from Corey, then Cornthwaite, then James Mee, then Franson, then Blunden, then Roper. Roper just behind Bruce of Highgate. So David Druce, well under 7 minutes at 6 laps gone. So that's 14:30 pace. And as they come into the home straight, that'll be the halfway marker. So yeah, round about 14:30, confirmed. So great running from the pacemaker, and it's great to see the athletes going with it. Let's hope they can stick with him. Still the same order as they passed us last time, I think. Palmer, Corey, Cornthwaite, Mee, Franson, Blunden. And then Roper does go in front of Bruce now. So John Hutchins is pushing on, but there's just a slight gap to the chasers now. 13 athletes in single file. 8:10 with 7 laps gone. So the next marker we'll get is 3K. So I think Palmer is perhaps looking for some assistance, see if anybody else can take it on. He's followed the pacemaker all the way. There's several athletes gathering on his shoulder. So let's see if anybody will help him out. And there goes Cornthwaite, the Blackburn Harrier. So 3,000 metres, 8:45. John Hutchins drops out, done a great job, and now it's Cornthwaite who takes it on. Thomas Cornthwaite, all-time PB of 14:48. Palmer in second, Corey in third, Mees, then Franson, then Blunden. And it's Roper, but just going past him once again, David Bruce, Highgate Harrier. Well, still the 13 athletes in contention. Cornthwaite looking round, perhaps looking for assistance again. He's done a lap. Will anybody else help him out? Difficult, we know, when you're in personal best territory, but we don't want the pace to drop. So it's still Cornthwaite from Palmer. James Mee, Mansfield Harrier on the inside with Corey on the outside. Franson, Blunden. David Bruce still in there. And then appearing for the first time, Sebastian Duffy of Stroud, 14.42 this season. So he's one of the quickest in the field. We'll be looking for him to move up shortly. So is anybody can take it on, and Corey takes it on. But no injection of pace, and looks as if the pace is dropping now. As they go through in about 10.35, with 9 laps gone. So James Mee now takes, biggest pardon, it's Fransen, Morten Fransen, the under-23 from Denmark. 14.54 this season. So will he inject pace? We've had 2 or 3 reluctant leaders. Three to go for Fransen. And now, as we said, making his mark for the first time in second place, it is Duffy of Stroud. Palmer in third, Coldthwaite in fourth, James Mee in fifth, Roper in sixth, then Blunden, then Corey. So Roper's gone into fifth place. David Roper. Well, he's really having a great run. Personal best of 15 minutes 20. 4K marker, 11.46. So we're on 14.40 pace, so still good running. If we can keep this going, and it looks as if the Stroud athlete has certainly picked the pace up. Great to see. James Mee still having a good run. He's gone back into second place. So Sebastian Duffy, if we can keep this going, he'll be in, certainly in with the shout of a personal best. James Mee will. Elliot Palmer still in there in third. David Bruce, the Highgate Harrier, on the shoulder of Fransen, with Roper completing that sextet of athletes. 6 athletes clear. Matt Blunden there in 7th place, trying to close the gap. It's just dropped slightly again, and Elliot Palmer takes it on now. And in fact, it's David Bruce as well. So it's great to see this. Lots of changes. It's building up to be a great finish, but hopefully we'll get some good times as well. 600 to go. Under 13 minutes at 600 with 600 to go. So we could still be on for 14.40ish and under. Now, are we down to 4 athletes? We've got Bruce and Mee, and then Palmer and Roper. Slight gap to Fransen, then Blunden and Duffy. So they complete that leading pack, and James Mee takes it on, looking good. Currently at Birmingham University, the under-23 athlete. So 400 metres to go, 13.32 at the bell. So that's great running from James Mee. Well, a 70-second last lap would give him under 14.45, very close to 14.40. Personal best of 14.45. Striding out now, and nobody's managed to go with him. Palmer trying to close the gap, the Ipswich athlete, with Bruce and Roper 3rd and 4th. Roper really is going to thrash his best if he can keep this going. Blunden going into 5th, just ahead of Fransen, but it's James Mee. Still pushing on, Palmer not closing at the moment. The battle will be for second, we think. But as he says, it's look at me, coming into the home straight. James Mee. Mansfield Harriers, great run from James Mee. Going to make a personal best here, as I think will Elliot Palmer, so he'll thrash his best. Bruce coming through as well, 14.35.8. Bruce goes through, then Fransen, then Blunden. Could well be personal bests for all those athletes. And a late finish here for Lee Reynolds, the Windsor athlete. Just ahead of Corey. And then Sebastian Duffy. Neil Phillips just coming in, just ahead of Adam Elliott. And Thomas Cornthwaite, one of the earlier protagonists, just going through now.